Before we get into the review, I want to ask you guys, have you experienced any virtual reality glasses in the past? Do you own the Oculus Rift or whatever they're calling it these days? Me personally, I have never tried on a pair. I really would like to try it out and kind of experiment with the games. I've seen a lot of commercials for the Beat Saber, which is like one of the games you can play using the Oculus Rift. And it looks really fun. Like, it looks super interesting and something that's very foreign to me. Like, it's a very different idea, very different from, just typical gaming on Xbox or Wii. So let me know what you guys think about the whole idea in the comments section below. I'm actually really surprised that Mattel just straight up calls this a VR headset. They don't like try and, I don't know, make it generalize it or anything like that. They literally just go straight for the throat. VR headset, virtual reality headset. And yeah, it looks pretty awesome. Like, it's a pretty hefty item that Jay has here, or as Mattel calls him, Sadeep, which, as we all know, Sadeep is not this car. This is Jay. Sadeep is the yellow Rust-eze Racing Center trainee in the different model, the Tim Treadless model. So unfortunately, as I talked about in my unboxing of Case F, which I'll link in the description below and card session pop up in the top right hand corner, Mattel misnamed him. Mistake. They've done many things like that in the past, so really not too surprising. But what's just mind-boggling to me is that, like, on the leaked case list, they actually noted him as Jay. Like, they had no intention of releasing Sadeep. So I don't know, maybe we'll get Sadeep in the future, because that is the other character who appears with a VR headset in the training center. So I'll show them and the movie appearance, of course, when I open him up. But yeah, this came out of Case F. He was the only new release in that case, and he is the first new 2022 single. But for whatever reason, Mattel didn't mark him as new, which again is a little strange, because if you're going to mark Mater with working tow hook as new, then you probably should do this one as well. But I don't know. Sadeep con gafas de RV. I like that. He looks pretty good. I'm pretty sure they're just using the regular J artwork that they used for his 2020 release, and then they just kind of photoshopped on the VR headset, which looks pretty good. Like, I think it's a good Photoshop. They even took the whole pipe thing, the whole cord from the movie, which I don't know why. I'm not really sure why they did that. I don't really think that it's on the diecast at all. Like, I don't know what that thing is back there, but I don't think that's the cord. And I also think they could have minimized it a little bit. Like, that just looks a little bit bigger than how it ended up on the diecast. Now on the back here, you can see as seen in Cars 3, along with a bunch of other Cars 3 characters, except for this guy. You have Rust-eze Cruz Ramirez, Liability, APB, Paul Conrev, who is upcoming. He's the only one on the card back here who has not been released yet, but he's in case G, so that's kind of exciting, I guess. It's a next gen. The King, Dave Alternators, and Jackson Storm. So yeah, for whatever reason, Mattel thinks that the revolting racer from Cars 1 actually appeared in Cars 3. But really not too surprising, because when they re-released him in 2018, they actually called him by the Cars 3 revolting stock cars name, which of course is TG Castlenut. So I'll be right back, guys, with J Deep all opened up. Alright, so here he is out of the package, and I'm actually really impressed with this release for one main reason, and we'll get into that in a couple moments here. But first, I do want to show you guys where he appears in the movie. It's kind of as, McQueen is entering the training center, getting the tour by Sterling, and he sees all the trainees doing various activities, like, running on the treadmills, doing this, simulator. Well, of course, that's Cruz Ramirez over there on the simulator. So yeah, pretty cool scene, because there's a lot of intricacies in the Rust-eze Racing Center. I'd love to explore it myself. And Sadeep is the other vehicle who is, I guess, playing or interacting with Jay in the VR space, the little box room they have there. Now, you might be thinking, like, wow, this seems like such an easy custom to do. I could just pluck this VR headset off of Jay if I get an extra one. Like, here's an extra Jay. Let me just pluck the headset off and toss on a Sadeep. Well, there are a couple complications with that. First of all, I'm just going to say I would never do that because I'm pretty sure Mattel will release Sadeep with VR headset. Not only did they, misname him here, but I feel like that would be a super easy release for them. Considering that they already have the mold for the headset made, they just need to put it on another car. Secondly, Sadeep is actually an extremely rare release, and it would be very risky to risk. It would be costly, I guess you could say, to jeopardize or sacrifice one of the Sadeeps to the custom gods, especially knowing that it's a very high likelihood Mattel will do it themselves. So yeah, that's another reason why I wouldn't do that. And then the third is that this actually looks extremely difficult to pluck off. Like, pluck is an understatement because it doesn't even move at all unless I'm just being stupid. But like, I can't like get it to flip up and down or anything like that. It kind of looks like it would. Like, this looks like a hinge maybe. Like it would kind of rotate along this curved bar here. But no, it does not. Again, maybe just being silly and incompetent, but I don't think it does move. And so it would be very difficult to remove it. But yeah, I really have faith that Mattel will do Sadeep with headset in a couple months here. And I'm sure they will call him Jay with VR headset. Because why the heck not? So yeah, guys, what I really like about this release is the fact that they gave him a little bit of height in the front tire section here. They kind of made it look like he is leaning upwards. He's kind of on his tippy toes. I don't know. That's kind of the vibe I get. But you could definitely see there the gap in between the tire and his fender is much more than it is back here because it's meant to emulate him just kind of using his suspension, bouncing up, elevating himself a little bit, and there it is compared to the normal J. So I really do like that. I think that's a great release or a great feature to this release. They also gave him a new expression in the mouth because, he's having a great time there with Sadeep. They give each other a little tire bump, although I think they miss because they can't see each other. I don't know. I can't really remember the scene, but that's, for whatever reason, I'm feeling that like one of them hits the other in the mouth or something like that. But yeah, he's got a big old smile, which is much happier than the first release we got of him in 2020. In fact, we got him almost exactly a year ago to the day. He was in Case H. I'm pretty sure he was new to Case H for 2020. And it's kind of wild to think that in the whole 2020 year, we all know what happened in 2020, and yet the cases were so much farther ahead, and there were already so many new releases by then, from 2-packs to deluxes to singles, etc. Yay, 2022! Woo! So yeah, let's take a closer look at the headset here itself. It is a plastic piece, but it's still very detailed. You can see like the speaker here on the side, how the little dots kind of fade as you move downward. This part here is made to look a little bit shinier, like glass for like the lens. And there's this top piece here that connects the two. And yeah, it's super intricate. Like, I did not expect them to make the headset as detailed as it is with so many parts. This might be the core. Again, I'm not really sure if this is supposed to be this. Perhaps. To me, it looks more like an antenna. But yeah, it does move a little bit. It's rubber, so that's kind of cool as well. Would have been really nice if you could move it up and down, but I'm totally fine that it doesn't. He does still have the Rust-eze Racing Center number 94 decals on either side. And of course, he's got the dark blue accents. RO3A means he was made on the 3rd week of 2022 in the A factory. Let's see when this J was made. The 12th week of 2020 in the A factory. Interesting. I thought he would have been made sooner than that. Blue gas cap there. Now, some people are talking about the spoilers being, yeah, they don't match. People are saying that the regular version of Jay's spoiler is inaccurate to the movie, and this version is actually correct, which it kind of looks that way on the card back from the little sliver of the spoiler we see there. I'd have to check in the movie to verify that, but you guys already know from when I showed the screenshot from the film. But that makes me dislike the original version of Jay here a little bit because, come on, Mattel, how could you mess up the spoiler like that? Anyway, 094 there on the back, and everything else is pretty much the same. It's not like they had to move this guy from Thailand or China to Thailand or anything like that because his first release was already in Thailand, so they just had to tweak a few things and create the headset, which I really like. I love the fact that he's kind of leaning upwards like that. I think that's a great touch, and hopefully Sadeep has the same type of thing. I hope they do Sadeep, period. Now, I do want to compare him to a couple other releases here. We did Jay already, and now you have Shriram, who remains to be my favorite Rust-eze Racing Center trainee because I love the pink. We still need Sequoia, though. That is, of course, the red trainee. Really upset that Mattel didn't release him. He was canceled in 2020, in fact. Many seem to think that he was replaced by this guy, Ernesto, but I'm not entirely sure that was the case. I just think they were separate. Really is disappointing, though, that the red trainee got canceled. It would be so easy to make. All of these kind of have the same expression, too. Like, look at Ernesto, Shriram, Jay. They all kind of look very miserable. It's like, oh, no. But then Jay with VR headset over here is just looking so jubilant. Here's Gabriel, I think. Yeah, this is Gabriel. A more teal blue trainee. And one of the first released along with Tom W. and Aiden from China. So, yeah. This is one of the few trainees that is still only in China, only available made in China, because we just got Tom W last year, and so now we have a Thailand variant of him. And here's Kurt, by the way. Funny thing about Kurt here is that there's a whole lot of versions of him. You have, of course, Kurt with bug teeth, who was just re-released in 2022. Last year, he got another release, and that version's a variant from the original 2019 Blue Desert version of him, which is just mind-boggling to think about that in the like 1.5 years difference, they already changed him from Thailand. It's not like, again, like I said, they had to move from China to Thailand. Both were in Thailand, and they have now variants of the same car. But yeah, I wanted to show them because they're all kind of similar colors, like purple, blue, teal, I don't know. Kind of on that side of the spectrum. Kurt and Gabriel are the only ones that have like the mouth open like that, while as the other ones all have the closed-lipped mouth. And now lastly, I did want to show him with a couple other cars that have similar like goggles or lenses or whatever you want to call it. I think my favorite here is Night Vision Lightning McQueen. Now obviously it's not down around his eyes, but the prototype version of him from the 2008 San Diego Comic-Con actually showed the night vision goggles down on his eyes, which would have been really cool if they did a version like where they were down. I think that would actually be really, really amazing. That's actually a much more feasible custom, I would say, to do than this on Sadeep. So yeah, there's that. We have Fabrizio, who's a little bit different because he basically just has like tinted windows, but still same kind of vibe. Then you have a bunch of the Torch Lemons who have the visors. So here you have Stefan Gremsky. And these ones move up and down, which is a great feature. Jerome Rampt here, one of my favorites. Love his expression. And before they did those with the moving ones, they had PD Pacer, and his visor did not move. Two more. Nate Stanchion. Obviously, these are much more transparent. Clear glasses, scientific goggles, safety glasses, one may say. I remember they always made us wear these when we went into lab, and they were so uncomfortable and they were gross. You know, the things that they kept them in did not like desanitize them that well. Yeah, you literally go back there to do a lab, and I understand why you have to do it because like if something gets in your eye, like the school could be really liable, but still though. You did sign a waiver at the beginning of the year as well, so I don't know how that all works. Either way, here you have High Dive Mater, who has goggles, the scuba gear, of course. And yeah, there are a few others out there. Of course, Lee Race, Toga Gremlin, Aviator Mater. There's a lot. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section below, who is your favorite Rust-eze trainee? Like I said, mine is Shriram. I do like Jay with the headset a lot. Like, I think it's a great release. I think it just, I don't know, it's a little tainted by the fact that he's the only new release so far. Like, I feel like he would have made a great complementary release to some new characters or something a little bit more exciting, like Bertha Butler's wagon, but on his own, like, he struggles to carry the weight of the entire Disney Pixar Cars Mattel diecast line. Anyways, thank you for watching. Bye now.